Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get underway, please make sure you are subscribed and have the bell clicked. And so we see the Schumann resonance today. It's been pretty crazy, but I'm not surprised in the least.
No, I'm not surprised. If she's feeling what other people are feeling, then to me, this is normal.
Yeah. And the consciousness of the planet's changing as we've been talking about. That's really why we see everything else. It's really all about ascension. But ascension is a process, takes time.
Yep. Like long time.
Yeah, it's not just blink your eyes. It is a process. But at the same time, the energies coming in are speeding everything up.
Very fast, too.
And the relay is the sun. And we're going to be doing a video all about the sun, both from an astrological standpoint as well as other things and other aspects of it as well from what we've picked up.
And the sun is our friend.
Yes, and we've been made to fear it. But of course, in this back-assward world that we have, everything is upside down, topsy-turvy, and done so on purpose. Yep. It's just like those funny mirrors where everything is distorted. You remember that at carnivals, those crazy mirrors?
I do. I hated that when it distorted my face. It always made me feel bad about myself.
I didn't mind it at times, but then when it made you look like you were a short munchkin that was like super dense, like a black hole.
Yeah, very much.
There's a lot going on, guys. So we have Spaniards skiing and dog sledding on Madrid streets. Freak blizzard kills 3. So we have a big snowstorm hitting Spain right now. Scores of people in Madrid. Neglected calls by authorities to stay home, instead flocked outside to have some fun. Can't blame them. I mean, look at this world that we've been in. You know, fun is at a premium.
It really is, and I'm glad these people got out and enjoyed themselves.
So they got 50 centimeters of snow on Friday. It did become a disaster for the city. It did cause, as we said, at least 3 fatalities. But it looks like a winter wonderland, and, you know, you always got to be careful when you're out there in the snow and drive carefully. It always kills me when people fly by at like 65 because there might be ice out there, you know? Doesn't matter if you have 4-wheel drive and you hit an ice patch.
I know, and if they're saving time, really, and if they get in a crash, how much time have they lost?
Yeah, exactly. As you see it all covered over tons of snow. And, you know, there's a recurring theme that you're going to be seeing, several recurring themes. Here we have 3 people killed after a massive avalanche hits a ski resort in Russia. So we've been seeing a lot of avalanches. We're seeing all sorts of records falling, especially a lot towards the cold side lately and a lot towards a lot of snow. This avalanche hit the Gora Oteldanaya resort complex outside the city, which is about 190 miles inside the Arctic Circle. So, you know, that's pretty far north there.
It's really far north. That's crazy.
The snow mass covered an area of about 300 square meters, crushing several huts that hosted skiers. So we send our prayers to the family there, families involved in this. The rescuers managed to get a 14-year-old boy out alive from under the snow. Teenager who suffered frostbite as well as other injuries has been hospitalized. 3 other people, including 2 adults and 1 child, said to be the family of the injured boy, have been killed by the avalanche. And emergency workers have been able to recover their bodies, and the rescue operation was declared complete. So another avalanche. We're having a lot of that. The other thing that we've had is some big sinkholes. Remember that huge sinkhole we were looking at in Naples, Florida? Well, a Florida woman in Naples, and not in Naples, Florida, Naples, Italy was that big one. This one is in Florida, though. And we have a Florida woman rescued from a 40-foot sinkhole 11 hours after her car fell in. Having your car fall 40 feet into a sinkhole, it's a good thing she was alive. And so it took 11 hours for them to get her up and out of this sinkhole, as it was massive. And this is in the Gainesville area. Gainesville is kind of towards the middle of the state there. College town, nice area.
Yeah, I'm just really glad she's okay.
Yes, that's something to be thankful for. So we have Bombogenesis underway again, and it's actually kind of like a pineapple express of Bombogenesis. And you have a bomb cyclone, as they call it, highway forming off of Alaska. So it's sending these storms in, which, they're like the equivalent of a Cat 1 hurricane coming in. And it seems to be setting up so you're going to get one after another after another. So, Western Canada and Pacific Northwest, hang on tight there.
Absolutely.
And Alaska as well.
That's really interesting. It's crazy, actually.
And Cindy has spent time up in Alaska, and we were just out hiking, and dang, it was cold. Today we cut it short. It was getting so cold out there. And she was like, well, when you're in Alaska, you never feel your cheeks.
It's true. Everything's just, your whole face is just cold.
Yes. So where is winter exactly in Canada? Unprecedented snow buries part of Labrador. As residents, not a Labrador dog.
Oh.
It's a territory there. Oh. She was like, no, it buried a dog. As residents find ways to dig out their front doors. Look at that.
Oh,
it's
wow.
totally filled in. Isn't that insane? Well, yeah, what are you going to do? Hopefully you have a wheelbarrow in the house, and then what are you going to do? Bring it up to the second floor and then dump it out?
I know. I hope there's a second floor.
Yeah, I hope so.
Wow.
Heaping amounts of snow. Something tells me that, the next couple winters are going to kind of leave no doubt in which direction we're heading.
And I bet you those kids earned their allowance.
Oh, yeah. Better them than the adults, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because their backs can handle it. Their bodies will get back to normal a lot quicker. Mm-hmm. Now, we've been talking about asteroids and fireballs. So we have asteroid 2021 AS2 to fly by Earth at 0.28 lunar distance on January 9th. So, that again is a pretty close flyby. Mm-hmm. And we ended up having about 110 of them last year that came in within a lunar distance. And so this one's small. This one's only like 11 to 25 feet. So it would burn up in the atmosphere anyway. And we've had a lot burn up in the atmosphere. As you see this, multiple fireball sightings reported in Minnesota and North Dakota. And then this one does not feel like it doesn't feel like an asteroid meteor.
No, this one did not. This one felt more like a being.
This is curious, too, because why is the light going ahead of it?
Yeah.
If that's the body of it, why is the light going ahead of it? And this one was spotted in the UAE, the United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi. Curious. Now that, I don't know, but I don't think that's a meteor.
Well, no, because sometimes when I look at you and I see a light like going straight up and down, and the light goes up and, through the roof with you, so it's a being.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's kind of, I could see it as a Taiji pole.
Yeah.
And so the Taiji pole in QiGong is this energetic center point of our being that all the chakras go along. Well, the 7 major chakras are along the Taiji pole, and it anchors us to both earth and the heavens. Mm-hmm. Goes both ways, down into the ground, but also up into the heavens. Interesting. I could see that. So that's maybe the being traveling along in its light body along this like energetic pathway. So, changing gears, this I found curious. The entire nation of Pakistan was plunged into darkness. Their Air Force was reportedly on red alert, so they had a blackout. Now, I was looking over at, there's nothing, as far as checking out space weather, there's nothing that would do this. So, from that point of view, I wonder what this was. Because interesting that just this country has a big blackout.
I know. I got a pretty bad feeling when you read that one, too. I don't like it.
It feels a little bit ominous.
Yep.
And by the way, that country would be an ally with this country that we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Massive explosion at a Chinese battery factory sends a huge mushroom cloud into the air, killing 1 and injuring 20. They are investigating the cause. They say don't worry about pollution. Everything's going to be fine.
Well, haven't they said that before?
They say that about everything.
They do.
It's all under control.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big blast.
That's big.
So, curious. And by the way, the outgoing administration, or is it, Pompeo says lifting U.S. self-imposed restrictions on relation with Taiwan. So, with just, not too many days left, this was an interesting move. And certainly one that's going to irritate the last country we were just talking about. Find that very, very curious. And there was a plane that went down too. In case you haven't heard, it was going from Jakarta, Indonesia, heading to Pontianak. And it did crash into the sea is what they are saying. There was like 62 people on board, I believe, plus the crew, 12 crew. So, we send our prayers and, best wishes for them. And it's always a sad thing to see a plane going down.
Always, all those people and all those families, just such a sudden tragic end.
Guys, thanks so much for being part of this family. Thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We could not do it without you guys. Anybody that needs to set up an appointment, reach us at EEARTS@protonmail.com or evolutionaryenergyarts@gmail.com. And thanks for your patience with us responding. As always, stay prepared out there for anything. Times are very, very interesting.
Yes.
There's a lot coming out in regards to the earlier video we did today that seems to be confirmation perhaps coming out.
That's what I feel, yeah.
It does feel like we are heading into uncharted waters.
Yes, everybody be safe.
God bless and namaste.
Namaste.